Are you fed up with opponents dancing on your corpse? Did you see enough of the colorful boom effects? I'm Joanne from Grind, and here are 5 reasons why I lose that may help you make your losses fewer and far between. There are days when Teamfight Tactics feels faster. Combat after combat, I find myself with this makeshift board. Oh, I like this one, she's strong. Or the game won't throw at me a familiar 2-star I can lean on. However, the opponents don't wait, and soon their compositions mature and kick my back. But I haven't decided on a carry yet. If you're still learning the compositions, item synergies or champions, or like me, you like to change things up but miss the decisions making speed, try spending some time on the loading screen thinking about a comp or a champion you would like to play. Maybe look up lolchess.gg or Bunny Muffins for inspiration and items to prioritize. Soon you'll know them by heart and easier adapt to the champions and items you get. Do you know the panic? You lose a few fights, not really certain why, unsure what you're missing for this shiny 2-star or 4-cost you just dropped. When suddenly you're ripped out of the haven of your map to the dreaded war zone, otherwise known as carousel. And on top of that, you're allowed to pick first. I don't think I'm alone in this. If it's hard for you to track stages, try picking up the generally good components for the damage type your champions are doing. Or when you get a component from a mob or armory, give the item you want to build with it a thought. Of course, treat these as transient solutions, and in the long run, you and I have to think in stages. Let me paint you a picture and you tell me whether it sounds familiar. I get a needly from a mob at 1-3, and look, there's a rod and a glove chilling on my bench. I can feel the surge of excitement just thinking about all of the adversaries piling beneath my Kogwar's claws. Then comes Riven, who pairs so well with this RFC I have handy. I slap the Titan's vote to buff my front lane. Just as I clear the chickens, I realize I'm stuck with a bunch of 2-star champs that create a nice trait tree but have 1, maybe 2 items. What can go wrong? This Lucian, a stage later, spells it for me really well. My so-called tanks die before my spread thin DPS can kill the guy, or at least this crazy Irelia. Here, knowing the comp you want to play may be helpful. Another strategy is to designate an item holder champ if you're missing the carry of your choice. As for tanks, in case you don't want to play Abomination, I recommend putting it on one champ. See the Ultimate Knight Leona. Greed or not to greed? This topic is huge and broad, as economy is one of the most important mechanics in TFT. So managing your spending is recommended. In fact, so much so, there are whole leveling and rolling strategies that revolve around optimizing your earnings. And there is health, the winner defining mechanics. Because it's not the wealthy that wins, but the one with health points when others have none. It sucks to die with 50 gold and lose not able to afford to level when everyone strolls about showing off their legendaries. To keep it brief here, if I don't play 2-cost or 3-cost reroll comp, I level to 8 while trying to keep my gold at 30 plus. I splurge when I get a champ to buff my team, or roll when I lose too much to preserve health. All's well if I didn't feel the need to compulsively roll where I should greed, or think it is but a flesh wound to bleed out 2 stages later with my wallet bursting. To be honest, I'm still a noob at positioning, and my board is often stuck with the same lackluster positioning I had in the early game. I know the basics: tanks at the front, carry in the back, hack that corner if you want to have a chance against them assassins, but don't put your main carry at its very peak against trash. Leave some decent paths for your melee characters to move. Spread against them Dianas and Volibers. Oh, and did I mention leaving baits for Tristanas and Viegos? I picked up all of this while playing, not wanting to limit myself to optimize for one specific comp. But here I have more to learn than I already know. There are countless errors in my games. So many I had to cut them short to fit into one video I'm able to edit before I retire. Hopefully you've learned a thing or two, so that now you will explode my behind with your fancy boom animation.